uniform. What will he do with it? He gets to run the ball. He gets to touch the ball. He gets to do
a lot because he's their main Wildcat man the last few weeks. You've seen it.
Now, another thing is that I think Indiana State should be worried about is because this is the thing. Missouri State, they haven't won a game at home all year.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're 5-5 on the season. Now, they do have a beast, and their quarterback, his name is Peyton Huslick. He tore the Sycamores up last year when they beat them in Terre Haute 29-26. And we talked to Coach Mallory, and we asked him basically, how he feels about Peyton Huslick, just because Huslick was always having a good game against them. Last year he was 21 for 33 for 169 yards and had a touchdown. He can move with his legs. He can he could throw it well also. So, like I said, we talked to Coach Mallory, and this is what he said.
He can extend plays. He can extend plays with his arm and his feet, and he's a tremendous player. We haven't been able to stop him yet. So he's a good player. I'll be glad after Saturday he's gone because he's caused us fits the last few years.
All right. You want to know the number one thing that stuck out to me about that? The number one thing that stuck out to me about that is he said, I'll be glad when he's gone.
Don't have to play him anymore.
Yeah, I'll be glad when he's gone.
Don't have to scheme against him on defense. And like I said there, the best thing about him is he can extend plays.
Yeah.
If no one's open downfield, pocket's collapsing, usually if you can't get out of the pocket, play's dead. This man can get out and run, beat you on his feet. Yeah. So it's just another level to his game that Indiana State knows.
And those are the hardest quarterbacks to defend.
Yep.
And they're my favorite to watch. They're my favorite to watch.
Same.
But it's so hard because they can hit you with anything. So, and that's really what the game is resorting to. If you watch football, you can see that so many quarterbacks nowadays can do it all. They can run, they can pass.
Yeah, the quarterbacks that are coming out of college can really do, like you just said, do it all, which just adds another level to their game and keeps the defense guessing.
Now, this is the thing Indiana State should be happy about. Missouri State has only around 600 rushing yards this season compared to their 2,000 passing yards.
Wow.
You know what they're going to do. They're going to pass more.
Yep. So
the number one thing should be pressure. You guys got people like Glasgow. You guys got people like Griffith. The defense is healthy right now. Inoki Mawala. You got Michael Gant Jr. You got all defensively. Put pressure on them up front. That's the main thing. Why? Because quarterbacks who like to run get happy feet when they start seeing people in their face.
That's what we used to see Ryan Boyle used to do all the time.
And it's not just, I'm talking about all like quarterbacks. Well, for the most part, most quarterbacks that run, that's what happens.
Yep.
You see somebody 6'3", 245, 50 pounds running towards you. Of course you're going to start moving around a little bit. They average more points than Missouri State. Right now, Missouri State averages 14 points per game. Indiana State is averaging 16. So, I just think the big thing they need to do is just put pressure.
Yep.
Put pressure. They have to play defensively like they played at YSU, too, because I think they played fine there.
Yeah.
I think pressure-wise, they did what they had to do. They had like 4 QB hurries.
And that was
on Craycraft of Youngstown State.
Yeah, so, Youngstown State was a team that they had a quarterback who can also beat you with his feet and through the air, and they played pretty well against them. So
he had some plays, but
he did, yeah. And like we said on the other episode, when Youngstown State found their best offense when Craycraft left the pocket and ran himself. And then we mentioned Dominic Daphne, his last game in a college uniform. Should be the same for Jonas Griffith.
Yep.
So let's see how he goes out there and plays defense one last time for Indiana State.
Another thing I think Indiana State needs to do is they need to be efficient on third downs. Keep those drive alive.
Yep.
It's all about keeping that offense off the field. Have your time of possession to be high because if you're driving slow, and I think that's why that's another reason why Coach Mallory likes running the ball because he likes to keep his defense off the field so they're well rested or whatever.
And that's how you wear down the other team's defense if you're running it efficiently and you're not getting a 3-and-out or you're not getting one first down and then punting. When your defense gets you the ball back, you drive the field and allow them, one, to rest, and two, get some points on the board.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see what happens.
All right, FBS football, number 2 Ohio State will be hosting number 9 Penn State.
What a game that's going to be.
That's probably the best game that's happening all weekend.
Yep.
how can Penn State pull the upset? Now, do I feel like they will? I'm going to be completely honest with you. No, just because of the fact that they're going to be in Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be sold out. But and it's just the fact that Justin Fields for Ohio State, he's a good quarterback.
Yep.
You look at the rushing game, J.K. Dobbins, he's a good running back. So I think that it's going to be pretty hard to beat Ohio State, and just with the season they have. Now this is the thing: Ohio State is averaging 51 points per game. Penn State is averaging 36 points per game. That's not even the same type of football.
No.
That's two different types of football.
And Ohio State starts quick. And if Penn State wants to win, they got to be ready for it, and they got to match it early.
And that's another thing you've seen football grow to. Just it's a way quicker game now.
Yes.
And I think it's just because of how much the speed has improved in athletes these days. I remember my freshman year, I think it was, when Oregon was really good. They had like DeAnthony Thomas and Marcus Mariota and stuff like that. Hey, that's when I started seeing the speed, like, for sure. That's when I was like, all right, people
high
out
scoring,
here.
high plays, quick drives, bombs. You love to see it.
Now, this is the thing. There is a weakness to Ohio State. I don't think, they're perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I'm going to read off these stats for you. So both of them pass the ball a lot. They both pass the ball. You look at Penn State, they're averaging 253 passing yards a game. And then Ohio State is averaging one more passing yard with 254.
Wow.
And then you look at the yards rushing. Penn State's rush a little less. They're 173 rushing yards. And then Penn State's 287. Now, this is where it's important, because I feel like this is what wins you the championship, the yards allowed.
Yeah.
So, Penn State average passing yards allowed is 240, while Ohio State's is 126. So Ohio State is winning this battle right now.
Yeah.
Now, you look at the rushing yards. This is the most yards that Penn State gives up, and that's 90. I'm not saying it's more than 126 passing yards, but 90 rushing yards is a good game. And if you can get one running back to have a 90-yard rushing game,
right,
that's good on your note. Now, this is the thing. Penn State's running back, Jordan Brown, he's not bad. He's still young. He's a sophomore, so he's got a lot of growing to do. But, he has 259 rushing yards against AP top 25 teams. And he's only got 3 rushing touchdowns, and that's where I think it kind of hurts you, because you're producing, but you're not scoring. So I think he has to put the points up. Ohio State's got a good defense. We know that, and we know they're going to put pressure on you all day long. So
Facts.
It's all about – and that's another thing about Penn State's quarterback and Ohio State's quarterback. You look at Justin Fields, he's going to move around. He's going to stretch out plays. Sean Clifford, you got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You got to be able to stretch the plays out, so.
Then this is going to be a huge statement for Ohio State, because it's pretty much the same thing every year with Ohio State football. They're dominant, but they really don't play a lot of competition. But this year they beat number 25 Michigan State, destroyed them. Then they beat Wisconsin 38-7. This is the lowest opponent, like ranking wise, they play all year. Luckily, they get to play it at home. Number 8 Penn State. And
not only just that, they're playing Penn State, and then they got to travel to the big house
for the big game.
Yeah, in Ann Arbor. So
yep.
It'll be good coming off of that with a win, because
right.
then you got momentum. But
and you have to keep winning now, because you're in that top 4.
Yeah.
One loss shakes it up again. So you just got to stay undefeated to really secure that spot in the playoff, which I'm fully confident they will. I'm not saying that Penn State is going to win, but I definitely think it's going to be a good game. I don't see it being a blowout, but it definitely could, but I don't think it's going to be.
Another thing, I think it'll work better for Penn State. This is for both teams, but I think it'll work better for Penn State than it would Ohio State.
Right.
But rock these boys to sleep. And what I mean when I say that is run the ball and keep running it.
Yep.
Keep it out of the offense's hands until they have to get it. Score, you don't have to. Because once you keep doing that, they start sending people. The linebackers start getting more aggressive. They get mad that you running the ball so successfully. Then it starts opening up the pass game.
Yep.
Press that button. Boom.
That's
wide open receiver down the field.
That's why you run the ball to set up that pass game.
Yes, sir. Now, next story, Antonio Brown has apologized to the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, and this is his exact words. Mr. Kraft, I apologize sincerely to you and your organization, he wrote. All I wanted to be was an asset to the organization. Sorry for the bad media and the drama. Thank you, sincerely, AB. This was under an Instagram post of him and Tom Brady celebrating after a play. It may have been a touchdown. It may have been anything, but
right. And no, it was that beautiful touchdown that they had.
So, this is the first thing I just want to say. It's kind of crazy because you listen to what AB was saying about the league at first, and now you sucking up to him.
It's weird. It's
like you just were talking about how there's such a devious organization and how it's a plantation and this and that. But so why are you sucking up now?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
He hasn't made sense in a while.
And I think people just don't understand that. Like, I understand that there's some people that just love the game of football and they play it. They don't care about what this like the organization and stuff. They're gonna play football because they love football.
That's their passion.
It's getting to a point where you're apologizing to this man because the Patriots, they don't care. They know they're gonna be good. They don't need Antonio Brown.
Yep.
They don't need anybody. They got Tom Brady back there right now, so they're good. So I think that I don't know. I don't know what it says to me. It just makes me feel what was the point of causing all of this commotion if you called the NFL out of their names and told them they're this,
and you said
that.
You were done playing.
Yeah,
all this.
been saying that all, and I don't know, man. Like that's just it's nonsense. You're wasting time at this point.
And then it kind of puts it kind of just brings the Patriots back up in the discussion just because of he's apologizing to them.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to be associated with this anymore.
Of course not.
They could care less. Bill Belichick, we had you and it was awesome, but we didn't need you, and two, we don't have you anymore. We don't care. Like we're not going to associate with you. So I don't know. I just think he's
just. This is what I got to say. Just be stern on however you feel about something. If you have a feeling or an opinion about something, Antonio Brown, you're probably not listening. But if this does reach your ears some way, if you mean something, mean it.
Yep.
Be stern about it. Don't say, "Okay, I'm not playing anymore," and then go write an apology caption, not even a real letter, an apology caption to the Patriots owner.
That's the thing about how it is
kissing
now.
his butt because you want to play again.
Yep, and he knows once he posts that on his social media, it's gonna boom, it's gonna explode.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wants some attention. That's the thing we have to worry about nowadays. Is anything that happens, people are gonna be, is it just for attention? We talked about it with Colin Kaepernick. People said it was like a media attention getter. So it's like, I don't know, it's super annoying, but it's just the way it is now.
All right, Ben Simmons. The man scored his first 3 in his whole NBA career. Isn't that crazy, though, to be able to say that? Like,
it's about time.
It's crazy. Took him 172 regular season NBA games. Every other 3 that he had taken was either like a heave shot and the clock was running out, or it was just a 3 that he shot and he made it.
Yep.
The man was he was like 0-17 from the start of the arc.
Finally made one.
Hadn't shot once and made one since he played at LSU. So to be able to see him do that, that's actually crazy. But I'm just going to let you guys know now the 76ers probably can't beat the Pacers. So I'm just going to let you know that now.
Let them know.
But Ben Simmons, 6'10", man.
It adds so much. That's the one thing he's been missing.
You get paid $5 million
game.
a year because I just looked him up on Google and it says his salary is $5.9 million, which is basically $6 million. And you getting that, man? You ain't made it. You just now making it 3.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But 2, now that he has the ability to make 3s, it makes his game a lot scarier.
Yeah.
Because the one thing the Sixers, the biggest problem with them was Ben Simmons not making 3s and not really even shooting 3s, because then that clogged up the lane with him and Embiid. You had Joel Embiid, their superstar starting center. He was the one hitting 3s instead of Ben Simmons.
And shooting is important anyway in this game. It's just like how we were talking about football and how it's speedy now and how they pass more.
Quick points. If you can hit
like
3s and go on runs, that's why the Rockets are so good.
And it's so many. That's why they love him.
Yep. When teams get on fire, and that's how you run up a scoreboard in a short amount of time, hit a few threes.
If the 76ers had somebody that can shoot like consistently on a